Well, hello friends. Welcome back to the program. Today we are going to do something fun. We're going to do UI design. And a while ago I did a UI refresh of the display settings application, or dialog if you will. And I think it turned out pretty good. And we have a bunch of other settings dialogs in the system that look pretty weak still. So we have keyboard settings, and we also have mouse settings, also So today we are going to improve mouse settings. So this can definitely be better, and I want something kind of as good as this. And we are going to find some inspiration. So let's see, Mac OS 9 mouse settings, Windows 2000 mouse settings in general. So obviously Google image search is the objectively best way to find UI ideas. Perhaps. Let's see, that looks like it actually. Oh, it's kind of blurry. What did it look like in XP? Interesting. That's kind of a nice layout. And what do we have here? Mouse settings. This looks pretty current. Not very good looking. I mean, the layout is fine, but this mouse here looks really not so good. I do like this style here, and the Apple one, it's interesting because it has more of a functional look almost, but we don't really have settings that map to like what each button does or anything like that, so we can't really do that type of layout. I do like this idea here though, like using graphics to communicate slow versus fast, or these type of things. They're kind of interesting. So I think we can do something that embraces both of these concepts. So sort of progressively faster icons from the Mac, but also sort of the general layout style of the XP or 2K dialog here. So let's see what we can sketch out. So let's start with the XP as a source of inspo, and let's use Playground for this. So we're just going to focus on like one tab at the moment. Since we don't have that many settings, we just need to fit these three things. So the mouse speed, the scroll length, and the double click speed. So maybe in the future we could have like pointer themes, other stuff, I don't know, button mappings, but yeah, we're not quite there yet. So we want a basic vertical box layout UI that has so group boxes like we already do. So let's make a bunch of group boxes. So we'll make 3 of those. And is it title? It is title. And I think maybe we're going to add some, is it margins? Yeah, let's just add some margins here so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so we had mouse speed, scroll length, and what was the third one? Double click speed, right. Okay, and then I do like the idea of having like big bitmaps and stuff, but I don't have any bitmaps to use. So for the mouse speed, I guess we can just take a picture of a cursor and then what we could do is like draw some speed lines on the cursor. Let's see. So base res icons, no, base res cursors. And we will grab the arrow cursor. Yeah, this guy is perfect. Okay, so let's use that as our foundation. And gosh, what would be the easiest way to draw some speed lines? I guess we just let's grow the canvas a little bit here to give ourselves something to work with. Maybe 48 by 48, something like that. And then what does a speed line look like? I imagine it's like, I mean, just a line, right? So maybe something like, oh, it's a little too. So something like these, and then, oops, I just wanna bring a couple more in. Let's see, does this look remotely good, I wonder? I'm gonna need to fill that background with some other color. Put it underneath. It looks a little bit off, but I guess we could probably, like, what if we just like dented some of these a little bit? So they would be a bit more like this, maybe. That looks a bit weird. Looks like text. I don't know, maybe I was overthinking with speed lines. But let's see, what if we just make them even? Like that. And then they don't have to be fully filled in. That might look a bit better. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about this, but let's roll with it for now. We can always improve the icon later. It's by no means final. So Serenity, base, res, icons. Where am I? This is more of a graphic. So cursor, mouse, cursor, speed, let's say. Yeah, just to have something to go with. Okay. And let's also make some space for that. So we would put that on the left or the right side. I don't know. How about the left side? Let's try it out. So we'll put a layout in here. I guess a horizontal box layout. And then hello. And here on this side, we kind of want to have fixed size, or let's say fixed width 48. Okay. Oopsie. Autofill true. Oh, is that not how that works? Oh, that's how that works. Okay. Let's see. So that guy definitely needs some margin. Okay. Speed cursor. Speedy. Yeah, we'll just put that there as a placeholder. Centered left. So do we want to put some text? Like, I don't know, some description of what mouse speed means? All right. And then we would want to have a slider probably underneath all this. So maybe what we really want is sort of an outer vertical box layout here. And this horizontal stuff would be in a nested widget. So no problem. Just do that. And then we are free to put a GUI slider here. Maybe a horizontal slider, actually. And it seems to be percentage based, right? So we will just go with min 0, max 100, value 50. For now, I guess that's okay. Can you say a step here? Step 1? No? Okay. I don't know, I forget sometimes which properties are available. So what about top left, actually? It's a little bit awkward. Put some space in between those guys, maybe. Let's do that with layout spacing. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that feels okay. Then we would want to do something similar for the scroll length, although in that case we want to have a spin box in the middle instead. So we'll do kind of a similar UI, I guess, similar to the mouse speed. So we'll just copy this stuff here, copy it in here. And maybe we'll come up with an icon for the scrolly. So I'll call that scrolly. What scroll length means. Okay. And instead of the slider, we'll put a spin box. And this is how many lines at a time. So, I guess we could do what's done here, lines at a time. It looks really strange, like having a spin box in the middle of a sentence like that. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'd rather, like, I don't like this, putting a UI control in the middle of a sentence. I would prefer to have a sentence colon and then a UI control, or like an input widget of some type. So let's find a way to do that instead. We'll have to put these in a widget together, and we will give that thing a horizontal box layout. Okay. And then we are free to insert, say, a label here. I could say something neat, like, I don't know, lines. So scroll length, what does that mean, by the way? This is when you use the mouse wheel, like how many lines do you scroll at a time with the wheel? That's what it does. So scroll length feels like a really weird name for that, actually. But I don't really know what to call it, like wheel, scroll factor, maybe? Mouse wheel scroll factor. Mouse wheel factor. Mouse wheel scroll factor. Wheel factor. Mouse wheel factor. Let's call it the mouse wheel factor for now. Mouse wheel, oh, maybe even mouse wheel step size, actually. That's a little bit more descriptive. This setting determines how many steps are taken when the scroll wheel and the mouse scroll wheel is moved single notch. Sure, that's kind of okay. We can definitely do better copy, but we have to start with something, right? Okay, we should probably auto size that, true. And the step size, it does look a little bit grotesque like that, like really huge. I don't know. Maybe we should set a fixed width on the, because it just looks silly when it's so huge. That looks silly too. What if you put it here? Yeah, somehow that looks less silly. But just a little bit, but not enough to not be silly. I don't know. I guess you could put a widget on both sides to force it into the middle. It's sort of a Mac OSian approach. I don't hate it. Should probably give these boys some additional margin inside these boxes, by the way, because it looks a little off. Let's try to give them 16 up top. Yeah, that's a bit nicer. All right, and then let's see, double click speed. Yeah, let's do the last one. So same basic concept, except, well, this one is a, it's a slider. Let's keep the slider. double click speed. That's this setting, or I feel like I don't want to say this setting at the start of every description. This is the speed, the speed with which you have to click twice in succession. This is the maximum time that may pass between two mouse clicks for in order for them to be considered a double click. That's really dry. Like, that's not very good copy, but we have to start somewhere. So we can definitely drop. Let's see. We're gonna have to revisit this, I think. And mouse clicks is redundant. Also, it's a bit annoying in GML Playground that you cannot double click to select individual words in a string because it considers the string here one token. Also, we should really teach labels how to wrap text instead of, like you can see here, it just does text elision, but it doesn't care that you have two lines being elided. It looks really weird. So wrapping for label will be very good. Okay. So, oops. I was just thinking this setting determines, that's sort of, you can drop that whole prefix and just say how many steps are taken, or the number of steps taken when the scroll wheel is moved a single notch. Yeah, and then we should be consistent and call it scroll wheel here as well, instead of calling it mouse wheel in some places and scroll wheel elsewhere. So I know that this is very different from my usual programming videos, but I thought it would be fun to show you that I do take pleasure in building thoughtful UIs like this as well, and I think it's a part of my process that I don't show enough of. So here we are. Let's see what the mouse speed means. So, like, technically, I'm not even really sure at the moment what mouse speed does internally in the Windows server, because I forget what it does. But surely I can come up with a textual description that approximates what it does. The relative speed of, or the relative speed of the mouse cursor when moved. Does that make sense? It's relative to my hand motions. So, like, if you increase that, then my small hand motions make larger movements. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, we're gonna have to revisit all of these, but maybe we're in a good enough place at this point. So we'll call this one clicky. And yeah, so in Windows, they had this kind of thing where you could, like, double click on something to test out how the double click speed feels. That could be kind of cool. And I do like using some kind of icon, like, we'll figure something out. But this here seems like a generally nice UI. And something, by the way, that I'm totally unsure of which direction I want to go. Like, I keep going back and forth on this. It's about OK, cancel, apply in dialogues. Some of our dialogues are OK, cancel, apply style, where you can edit the settings and then nothing takes effect until you hit apply, or you hit OK and say, please apply. But we also have some apps where we have these instant effect settings, like in Terminal, you can change the opacity right away and just see the change happen. And I'm kind of like, this is a bit more Mac OS-ish. And it kind of does feel better that you can see the changes right away. But I suppose there's sort of sometimes apply feels like nice as well, where you can preview your settings. Like here, the fact that the desktop font doesn't actually change until I hit apply, is that good? I don't know. It could also change right away. Anyway, I think I would like to do away with the apply metaphor and have instant updates. In the event that we have a dialog where you specifically want to confirm that you're making this bundle of changes together, it might be different. Like, I don't know, like something like this. But even here, it's weird because, like, if I uncheck this thing, I kind of imagine that now this thing is no longer writable. I don't think that I have to click on here first, which I do. Also, I bet you that if I do that and close, it doesn't care. Yeah, should fix that. Do I like OK, cancel, apply, or do I like instant effect? I guess a hybrid option is, for example, for something like this, that it would still have OK, cancel, apply, but this would still show you a preview. But if you cancel, it will revert back to settings you had before. That is an option as well. Maybe that is the best of both worlds. Anyway, I have pontificated long enough about this. And the menu here, we definitely don't need to preserve this. Like, what's the point of the quit and about only menu? OK, apply, reset. That's weird. Oh, I guess it's reset defaults. Restore defaults, maybe I would call that. So let's see if we can add ourselves a little OK, cancel, apply, or just OK, apply, reset. That's so weird. I want to have OK, cancel, apply. Yeah, let's do that. So let's have the same exact style as the bottom of the desktop settings, display settings, GML, display settings, main. Where are these buttons made? Oh, they're made here programmatically. Okay, so I think we're going to do that same thing then. Okay, then maybe we're good here. Okay, let's just save this and bring it out. Okay. Oh, here. All right. Userland, applications, mouse settings, mouse settings window .gml. Wait, what? That was already a GML window? That was... Wow, I didn't even realize it was made with GML. It's, oh, we can certainly do better. So, let's see, mouse settings, window GML. I forgot to say fill with background color true here. Of course, now nothing is going to work because we didn't give things names. So let's start by copying over the OK Cancel Apply buttons from the Display Settings app. Mouse Settings Main. All right. Mouse Settings Window. Interesting. It has a window subclass. Normally we don't subclass window because you don't really need to. Seems like this doesn't really need to either because it doesn't override any of Windows behaviors other than the destructor. So we could move this out to the main function, but it's not the end of the world. So let's see. So make a button container. And how is this laid out? We had a we need some box layout. Here we go. Okay. And when it comes to the OK buttons, what they do update Windows Server, and it's called MOK button. Sure. What does cancel do? Oh, OK should also exit, right? Cancel should only exit. And by the way, to be clear, when I say at these UIs, I'm not saying that towards the person who added these UIs. I'm just saying that these are sort of simple, basic programmer-made UIs, and we have a lot of those. And I like to go through the system and improve them and put a bit more thought into them beyond just like, oh, here's an option that we need to expose in the interface somehow. So that's what we're doing today. I guess here we have update Windows Server as well for apply. Okay, we are almost back on track. The reset button is interesting. I think like the restore defaults, we'll come back to that one. Rename to restore defaults, maybe. Okay. And then we need to give names to some of our things. Sure. So spinbox should be named scroll length spinbox. The speed label. Wait, why do you need to know that name? Oh, I see. Speed slider. I wish C-Line would have GML highlighting. That would be nice. But it would be a bit weird to put a bunch of time into that. Double click speed slider. Sure, that's the one at the bottom. And then we had, the previous UI had labels for the current speed in both the cursor speed and double click speed cases. So I didn't put names on those things. We can come back with that. See speed label. We could just not instantiate those at the moment. Sure. That's fine. That's not the same thing I wanted. Oh, okay. So the size of the window screws everything up, but at least we loaded, so that's good. Let's try the same size as this guy, so 400 by 480. It'd be nice to be uniform about that. 400 by 480. See how that looks. Okay, I'm gonna need some kind of shortcut. So, all right, it's a start. So let's get rid of the menu, and then we will also want, do we want a tab UI? I think we do want a tab UI for this guy, even though we don't have a tab to add immediately. I think it would still be a nice fit. So let's just add a tab here. Also just gonna go ahead and add myself since I'm working on this. All right. And let's go ahead and bring in tab widget. Okay. Oh, and I forgot that we are in a different file. That's fine. Guess I'll add myself here too. If I can remember everything. Okay. Let's bring in tab widget here. And then oh, how did they lay it out here? So we had a main widget inside of the window, and then the tab widget inside that. Right, okay. So let's do the same thing. Same as the display settings. Click. There we go. Tab widget. Add tab. Yeah, and here we'll just put like mouse. I don't know. Dang it. Okay. Yep, we're getting there. Let's get rid of the menu, and also let me make myself an alias since I keep forgetting. Alias. MS. That's Minesweeper, but M is not taken. Okay. And getting rid of the menu. So clickety-click. Double click. This will look much nicer without the menu, I think. Yeah, look at that. Now it's starting to feel a bit more like these are siblings, right? Okay, so now we need to have some, we need to fix these labels because they don't break in the good places. Relative speed of the mouse cursor. Sure, we can live with that. Wheel ... notch. Okay, so wheel. We'll just do a little bit of manual text breaking here. Very not fancy. To m. Sure, we'll have to break here. Between 2 clicks. That's what it should say. 2 clicks in order for them. The maximum time that may pass between 2 clicks in order for them to become, let's say. That's pretty good. All right, let's try it. Okay, so let's see if we can get our speedy icon in there. What did I call that? Mouse cursor speed? Yeah, yep. So res graphics. And speed slider. Oh, do we have the ability in GML to specify bitmaps? I forget if we did that. No, I guess it would be on an image widget, maybe? No. Yeah, I guess I have to do that after the fact. That's fine. So for speedy, let's see. So let's just, it will be called click speed label, image label. Same. For scrolly, this is the scroll step size image label. And clicky is the, wait, this was the click speed. Double click speed image label. This is the cursor speed, mouse speed. Okay. Find descendant of type, GUI label with this name, mouse speed label, set icon, a load from file, res graphics, mouse speed, mouse cursor speed. Okay. Okay, so maybe we're on to something here. But the red has to go, obviously. So we'll just nuke that. All right. It's not the greatest picture in the world, but it's okay. Mouse speed. Maybe we should call it cursor speed because I'm not moving the mouse any faster. It's the cursor that moves faster. So mouse speed is kind of a misnomer. Cursor speed. Yeah, let's call it cursor speed. Oh, wait. Cursor speed. Cursor speed. Or mouse cursor speed.png. That was fine. Okay. That was a fine enough name. Okay, so now we just need to come up with 2 more icons or bitmaps or whatever for the wheel size and also for the double click thing. So, oh shoot, did I mess up something here? Right, cursor speed image type. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get a screenshot of the UI so that we can bring that into GIMP for mucking around. Yeah, these look really weird when you don't have the bitmap or anything on the side. So let's see. Pretty cool though. Okay. Scroll wheel step size. So do we have a picture of a mouse anywhere? I feel like we had something. Okay, we have this. I mean, we can start from this. Okay, so let's go to 48. Okay, and then what do we do with this? We could highlight the wheel somehow, perhaps. So like make a little ring or something. Wait, what am I trying to do? Trying to make a ring. Did I overshoot? I may have. I don't know. So maybe that's not tight enough. Okay, let's try again. I'll try to make it smaller. Something like... Maybe just a rectangle is fine too, actually. No need to make a ring. Oh, it's kind of illustrative. Also, this icon could be better. Like, why is it so jagged? So I kind of want the mouse to continue downwards. I mean, even if it just ends like this, that would still be kind of nice, no? Oh, that was too abrupt, yeah. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Oh, wait, that's not even white. Okay. I guess we could round the rect. Does that look better? Maybe a bit. It's becoming a very fat circle. This looks a bit bizarre. I think yeah, that's a lot nicer actually. Just needed to get rid of the weird thickness is weird. Okay, yeah, that's it's clearly like pointing at the wheel at this point. Let's also add, oh, maybe a little extra cable here. There we go. We can afford a little bit more. All right, let's just export this and see what that looks like. So scroll wheel step size. Yeah, I mean, that's very not descriptive. It doesn't tell you that this is about the step size, but at least it shows the wheel to give you some kind of visual clue. I think we're definitely going to have to come back to this icon because it's not super strong. What did I call that thing anyway? Scroll step size image label. Okay, well, this thing is dramatically thicker. The outline is like so much thicker than this one. It's a bit incongruent. Maybe we should have used, this is a 2x high DPI cursor. We could also have used like a smaller cursor. I don't know. It's okay though. It's okay. So now we just need a double click speed. So let's see about, what did they do for the Mac? They had like these two arrows getting closer together. That looked really clever. Yeah, look at that. That's so nifty. I guess that's an old mainstay in macOS preferences. It's very clever. So we can do that. Imagine if like you would have an icon like this, and then as you increase the double click speed with the slider, the arrows would get closer together. How cool would that be? Let's try to make that actually, because why not? So we want two arrows, just like any arrow is fine. So let's make a simple one. I feel like probably we already have this kind of thing, but that's okay. We will draw one anyway. So what do we want for that? So maybe we don't have to copy their arrow exactly. We can make our own. sort of outlined with a color fill, that would be kind of nifty. So let's do that. So something like this, chook, chook. I think that was a bit ambitious, probably. Yeah, overshot. The economics of pixel graphics. It's really something. Seems fine. So how about we just, do white. Does that look enough like an arrow? I guess we can probably slim it down by 1 pixel on each side. Yeah, like that. I can stack these boys. So down arrow, click arrow. It's called a double click down arrow because reasons. And then for this, we're going to want not just this simple thing that we thought we were going to do, it was just a label, but let's make our own thing here. So mouse settings, double click arrow, widget. Oh, wrong thing. Oops. This thing. Mouse settings. Double click arrow widget. Yes. Okay, so let's see. How do we make that? So we will for now we can just make it here. So namespace mouse settings public GUI widget. Okay. You know what? This is really messy. I'm not going to be that messy. Let's make its own file for it. So okay, good. Let's bring that out. Okay. And we bring in libGUI just to get a widget. And then we want to override the paint event. Yeah, and we also need a constructor. So double click arrow widget, constructor. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so continuing in the CPP file. We have to register widget. Mouse settings, double click arrow widget. So this allows GML to pick it up if you do that. So it becomes available in the mouse settings namespace in GML. Very, very handy. It allows us to instantiate it like this. Okay, so let's just implement these basic things here. I think we'll load that arrow bitmap in the constructor. Then we're going to do a little bit of shenanigans in the paint event. And I guess it also needs to know the setting. So what was the setting? So the double click speed is an integer, milliseconds in between clicks, I think. So we'll have something for that. So like set speed, double click speed, which could implicitly repaint, and then we'll also have the bitmap here. So the arrow bitmap is cached. Click speed. Yes, that seems fine. Load from file, res, graphics. What did I call it? Res, graphics. Double click down arrow.png. Okay. So if this is the speed that we already have, ignore it. Otherwise, remember it and repaint ourselves. Because when we paint ourselves, we are going to put the arrows at some kind of distance that somehow indicates the speed. I don't know. So let's see. We'll need a painter. So click to the paint event, sure. And just to start with, I guess we can just blit out the bitmap somewhere so we see that everything works. So we just blit at rect center, the arrow bitmap, rect, yeah. That's okay. So we'll do that, and then I think whenever the double click speed changes, so previously we would set a label. Now we're gonna update this thingy instead. So the double click arrow widget. Which of course we will have to cache. So we'll cache that here. Double click arrow widget. We can actually just include it. That's fine. But we do need to pick it up, so that would be this, followed by double click arrow widget, yes. Okay. Okay, so we have our arrow. Of course, it doesn't move, but it is there. So let's try to make two of them. So let's see. So the default is 250 milliseconds. So I guess maybe we'll have the bottom. The bottom one is like always in the same place, and then the top one gets closer to the bottom one as the speed increases. So we'll come up with like an endpoint bottom is rect. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Arrow bitmap. Rect. Centered. No, wait, what are we gonna do? What am I trying to do? bottom rect. Rect. Bottom rect. Center within is what I want to use. Yeah. Center within the widget. And then I want to move it down a little bit. So bottom rect, translate by. How much down? I guess like the arrow bitmap height would be fine. And then we can split the bottom one there. And then for the top rect, we just want to move it up. Yeah, right, so we move it up relative to the speed. I should probably call this bottom arrow rect. Translate by 0x, and y is the speed. So speed divided by 25, so it's 10 pixels in the default setting. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty cute. Looks a bit funny. Oh, and then if you double click on it, then it would maybe change. It would like invert or something. That would be kind of cool. Let's try that. Double click arrow widget. So double click event. Is that it? Just get a mouse event. Sure. Yeah, let's do something like this and then just update. Okay, and then when we paint, or we could even do wait, can we invert the bitmap? Is there a way to invert a bitmap? We don't have a way to do that. Oh. I mean, we could do split filtered. That's kind of fine. So this thing just gives you the color that you're supposed to split. Wait, what is it? What do you get? You get the color and you return the color, right? So that's really a grungy way of, or a really silly way of implementing invert without allocating a new bitmap. But maybe that's fine. Maybe we can go divide by 20 instead. Or maybe no. Maybe 30 instead was better. Yeah, so now you can double click on it, changes picture. You can do that to test. Although it doesn't actually care about the, like ideally it would allow you to test this setting without applying, right? So now I have to apply, and now I can do these really slow double clicks here. Whereas if I make it really, really fast, I don't know if I can double click that fast. I'm trying as hard as I can. Yeah, that's probably a little too fast. Okay, it's very difficult to double click that fast. So I think this idea is pretty neat, although we should expand upon it. And also saying the speed somewhere is probably a good thing. Like the exact number of milliseconds or whatever. So these bitmaps, we definitely have to improve the bitmaps, but for placeholders, I think they're okay. I'm much happier with the direction of the UI. So let's see if we can, maybe we can include the text here actually under the bottom arrow. Select painter, draw text. Just a rect. So text rect is rect, text rect set location. Bottom arrow rect, bottom, or let's see, bottom. Yeah, let's set the Y to the bottom of the bottom arrow rect, and then text rect set height. Doesn't really matter, or let's do that. Okay. Oh, there's not enough space here, bruh. Not enough space. Wait, what do we want to do with that? So here we could put it to the right in both of these cases. That might actually be kind of okay. Yeah, let's do that. Put an indicator on or a label on the right side of both sliders. So we can display the absolute value that you're using. So the horizontal slider, he will go together with, we need to wrap these in a parent here, so. Horizontal box layout. That's fine. You get to go with a GUI label. Name, double click, speed label. Cool. Maybe we give him a fixed width of 40. Yes, double click speed slider. I think we'll do the same thing for the other slider, basically exactly. So that's just the speed slider becomes the, yeah, right, so speed slider. And the speed label. Yeah, so that's actually kind of what we had before, just bringing that back. And double click speed label. MS. Okay. GUI, label, double click, speed label. Oh, crashy, crashy. All right, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Null deref, presumably because there is no double click speed label. There is. What about the other guy? Speed label. Wait, what? What did I screw up then? Oh, it's really not going to tell us where it happened? Okay. Oh, it's because I'm on 64-bit. Oh. Yeah, some things, most things work nicely on 64-bit. But sometimes like crash reports and stuff like that are a bit broken. And then you can switch to the 32-bit system to get a better crash report. But I do have to say the 64-bit version of Serenity is coming along quite nicely. Just a few small things here and there. Let's see if this can tell me what I'm screwing up. Segmentation violation. Set icon. On line number 69. Right, yeah. That's... Wait, what? This doesn't exist? Set icon. Oh no, the label is not valid. Scroll step, size image label. But that's the thing here. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how I've screwed this up now, so let's just figure that out, and then we can go back to making progress. I feel like this thing here gave me a null pointer. So without that, does it work? And then we can work our way from that. Okay, now we are on line. Where are we? 71. Line 71, right here. Scroll length spin box. Wait, did I just break the GML? Is that the problem? That might be the problem. That I was editing the GML without using GML Playground. I was just doing it here by hand, and I may have screwed it up. Yes, I did. See? Double curlies. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we need to get rid of the text here, but yeah, this is much nicer, and you see exactly the number that you're changing. Also, this this thing needs to be capped a little bit, probably. Or wait, no, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. 100 milliseconds. It's a very short one. Still, good progress. Good progress. So let's just get rid of the text here. And I think this is basically gonna say this is basically where I wanted to get to, although I feel like maybe these boxes should have a little bit more space in between them. These group boxes are kind of like hugging each other pretty hard. Do I have a precedent somewhere? Group boxes next to each other. See here, look at that space there. It's like a little bit more space than we have, right? Yeah, it's a bit more spacious. So can we get one? Windows 2000 mouse settings, yes please. I would like to have a correctly sized screenshot, if possible. I mean, this one works as well. I just want to measure that distance. What kind of distance are they using here? So they have 11 pixels in between, whereas we have 8. Yeah, so we could have a bit more space in between these guys. In our vertical layout, for sure, we could put a spacing of 3 pixels. Let's try it out. So in our main vertical layout, we'll just put spacing 3. Let's see how that feels. Because it did feel a bit cramped, right? So wait, did that actually did that change anything? I'm gonna put 30 just to see if it actually works. It almost felt like there should be more. I mean, yeah, it does work. All right, fine. I feel like we can afford 4 though, because maybe they were like skimping a little bit. That's a good looking UI, by the way. Interesting. So in our case, let's see, copy to clipboard. So our text starts 7 pixels in, right? And their text starts 10 pixels in. So they have a bit more like leading or whatever. That's okay though. But what's the distance here? So like 4 pixels from the previous. Whereas they have 7. So the text. So our text is actually higher up in the group boxes. That makes it look a bit more cramped than it really is. So we could probably move that down a tad. Might be a nice improvement as well. So let's try that out just because why not? Text rect here. Starts at Y0. Huh. Well, why don't we just bring it down 1 pixel? See how that feels. Well, let's bring it down 10 pixels, actually, to see that I am modifying the right thing, because I forget exactly how this thing paints. But yeah, that's definitely the guy. Okay, so if we just bring it down, say 2 pixels, right? And maybe we should bring it in 2 pixels as well. What would happen if we did, right? Just bring it a bit further to the right. It's not gonna hurt. Oh, look at that. So we brought this down 1 pixel and to the right, or brought it down and to the right 2 pixels each. think maybe we got a bit too much down because now we're touching the top of the X height. So 1 pixel down, but 2 to the right. Let's just go 1 pixel down. All right. Yeah. That's so tasteful. Look at that. This dent, or this line here lines up with the middle line of the E, lowercase e there, really nicely. I like it. What does it do to our existing UIs? Nothing detrimental here. Let's look at the widget gallery. Seems all right. What about these? Glook. Yeah, seems okay. I think I'm gonna call that an improvement. So yeah, I think this is gonna be it for today's video. So this is as far as we get. I'm definitely going to turn these into commits and everything, but today was more about like building out a new UI, iterating on it on a bit, and just messing around a little bit, having fun. And I thought it turned out pretty cool. We definitely need to work on this more, especially the bitmaps, but I think the general feel is a huge improvement. So yeah, definitely a bit of an unusual video, but I hope you enjoyed it. This is definitely something I do a lot of, but I haven't been showing much of it. So let me know if you liked it. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for hanging out. I will see you all next time. Bye.